In the harsh winter of 1959, 9 experienced hikers ventured into the frozen Ural Mountains of Russia. They were young, highly trained, and utterly fearless. But just 10 days later, their adventure took a terrifying turn. Search teams discovered their campsite, the tent mysteriously slashed open from the inside. The hikers' bodies were found scattered across the snow, some barefoot, some with shattered skulls, and others with their eyes and even tongue missing. To this day, no one knows what truly happened. This is the enduring, unsolved mystery of the Dyatlov Pass Incident. The leader of the group, Igor Dyatlov, was only 23 years old. His team was made up of fellow engineering students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, all skilled hikers trained to handle extreme weather. On January 23, 1959, they set out on what should have been a routine, yet challenging expedition. Their goal was to reach a mountain known by the local Mansi tribe as Kholat Syakhl, the Mountain of the Dead. No one could have predicted how prophetic that name would soon become. The group kept a detailed diary of their journey. For the first week, everything seemed perfectly normal. They documented their progress, their morale, and the beautiful, unforgiving landscape. Then came February 1st, the day of their final entry. They decided to set up their tent on an exposed slope of the mountain, a strange and risky choice for such experienced hikers. What happened next is a complete mystery. The diary entries stopped, the signals ceased. All signs of life vanished. When the search teams finally arrived weeks later, the scene they found was baffling. The hikers' tent was cut open, but from the inside, all their essential gear was still there. Boots neatly placed, jackets left behind, and warm clothing untouched. The temperature outside was a lethal -30 degrees Celsius. Yet it appeared the hikers had fled half-dressed, as if they were running for their very lives. No animal attack could explain why they would cut their only shelter from the inside, and no avalanche theory explains why seasoned experts would knowingly run into the freezing darkness without their clothes. The first 2 bodies were found near a large cedar tree, about a mile from the camp. Three more bodies were discovered between the tree and the tent, positioned as if they were trying to crawl back to the safety of their camp before collapsing one by one. But the most disturbing discoveries came months later. The 4 remaining hikers were found buried under more than 10 feet of snow in a nearby ravine. These 4 had suffered the most horrifying injuries. Over the years, dozens of theories have emerged, but none of them fully explained what happened. Some experts suggested an avalanche forced them out of the tent, but investigators found no signs of snow displacement, and the tent itself was still partially standing. Besides, an avalanche doesn't remove tongues and eyes. Another popular theory points to secret Soviet military testing. The area was known to be used for experiments with parachute mines, rockets, and even radiation. It's possible the hikers stumbled upon something they were unsupposed to see and became collateral damage. A more scientific theory proposes that a rare weather phenomenon called infrasound occurred. This involves low-frequency sound waves, inaudible to the human ear, that can cause intense, irrational panic. This could explain why the hikers fled in confusion, but it certainly doesn't explain their crushed bones. Of course, there are the more fringe theories. Local legends spoke of a tall, frightening creature, a sort of Siberian Yeti, roaming the mountains. The inhuman force behind the injuries fueled this idea, but no tracks were ever found to support it. Then there's the UFO theory. On the night of the incident, several independent witnesses reported seeing bright, glowing orbs in the sky over the area. Some speculate the missing eyes and tongue could be the result of exposure to intense heat or radiation from an unknown source, rather than animal scavenging. Investigators even considered the possibility of a fight breaking out within the group, but autopsies revealed no evidence of hand-to-hand combat. After decades of speculation and dead ends, Russia officially closed the case in 2019, attributing the deaths to a series of unfortunate events caused by a small avalanche and poor visibility. But this official conclusion never explained the most crucial questions. Why was the tent cut from the inside? Why did some of their clothes show traces of radiation? What could have ripped out a tongue and eyes without leaving other marks? What kind of force crushes human bones without any external wounds? And most importantly, why would 9 trained, experienced hikers run into a lethal sub-zero night without their clothes? 60 years later, the world is left with no clear answers, only haunting questions and a chilling sense of fear. So let me know in the comments, what do you think happened at Dyatlov Pass? Was it a natural disaster, a secret military weapon, or something else entirely, something we're not meant to understand? Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more unsolved stories, make sure to subscribe.